Grüezi miteinander, hello. My name is Eve, and on my channel I discuss how to teach your child German when you are not a native German speaker. Today's topic is Taking My Own Advice Part 2. So this is what I do to motivate my children to learn German. When my children were little, I used to have a treasure chest of cheap toys that I got from the dollar store or Party City. And after they accumulated 5 stars, they could pick something out of the treasure chest, whether it was because they learned 5 new vocabulary words or they read a book. Now that they're older, they don't need constant gifts all the time. So I told my boys, after 20 stars that they earn, they can either cash that out and I can buy them a cheap toy, or they can accumulate 60 stars and I'll take them to Chuck E. Cheese. So they decided to save their stars so then I can take them to Chuck E. Cheese. If you are non-American, Chuck E. Cheese is a video arcade for children. The way my boys earn stars is that they have to read to me every day for 10 minutes. And they can choose any German book they want. I don't care if it's comic books or a regular book, it doesn't matter. As long as it's German, that's all I care about. Another way to earn a star is by finding German words in random places. So my youngest son was reading a book the other day and he found a German phrase and he's like, "Mommy, look, a German word." And I was like, "Great, put a star on the star since you found a random German word." There's German everywhere if you look for it, especially in back of packaging. Another way my boys can earn a star is with vocabulary. So I will give my 6-year-old 5 vocabulary words and then he can do a test on it. And then he has to memorize the gender, whether it's die, das, or der, and then write one sentence for one of the words. So the sentence does not have to be perfect. The words don't have to be spelled perfect, but the gender has to be perfect. And he has to get 4 out of 5 right to get a star. For my 9-year-old, I give him 10 words and he has to get 8 words right and then he gets a star. So he'll write the gender of the word and write the word, and then he will use one of the words in a sentence and then he will get a star. Another way to earn a star is for my boys to sing along with their German music. So anytime they're hearing German music, if they start singing along, I will say, "Hey, put a star on your chart. Great job singing along." That's the greatest way to learn a language. Another way for my boys to earn a star is by writing a sentence in German every single day. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they need to know that all nouns in German are capitalized and they use the correct punctuation. But it is so important to write every day in German. And I do this as well in a journal. So if you're trying to figure out how to learn German, write in a journal every day of activities you did. And then you can always go over those with your italki class or your Lingota class. So another fun way to learn German is by letting your children watch Netflix and changing the language to either German, French, or Spanish. My boys during the week pick one of the languages because we only have time for one cartoon. So one day it's German, the next day it's Spanish, the next day it's French. On the weekend, sometimes they can watch 2 to 3 episodes, and after every episode, they have to change the language. But I do let them watch cartoons on Netflix every day because what a fun way to learn German. Another thing that's really important in order to learn German is to be consistent. So if you really want your children to learn German, they should really be doing something in German 6 to 7 days a week. Usually for my boys, I make them take classes. We'll do a little German homework every day for 6 days. And then on the 7th day, they won't have to write anything. We won't have to sit down and read, but I will speak German to them. So a really fun activity to do with your children is to go on a bike ride with them. And then you can say in German, go right, go left, go straight, stop, be careful. So look up German vocabulary words of biking terms that you will use, like go right here, go left here, and then say it to them while they're biking. So they're learning German in a fun way and they're spending time with you. So that is a really fun way to learn German. Do an activity together. If you decide to play basketball, look up basketball German words and then say them. Throw the ball. Nice shot. Go over there. Pass the ball to me. And so on. So you can really do this with any sport that you're doing or any activity that you're doing, or even chess. How do you say chess? So in the summer, I plan to do a power hour every day. So that's when we strictly speak in German to each other. We will probably do this in the morning because that's when my boys have the most energy. So we will speak only in German. Once you accumulate enough German, you can do an hour where you strictly speak German. Another important way to learn German is to make your children feel proud of learning German. So if you are with your friend and your friend asks you, how was your day? How are you doing? You say, I'm doing really great. You know, I am so proud of my son because he did such a good job speaking German today. He learned 5 new German words. So you just give your child compliments and let them hear you because they will feel really proud of themselves. And they should, because how many people can really speak more than one language? So I think it's really good to compliment your child speaking German because it is encouraging and it makes them feel really good about themselves and makes them happy. So make sure you make your child proud and you go out of your way to compliment them about their progress learning German. So my 6-year-old came running out to me and said, Mommy, I have to teach my class something. And before I could even say, what are you going to teach them? He says, I want to teach my class German. And so he made a presentation. The teacher went out of her way to tell me he did such a great job with the German presentation today. I learned so much German and my son was so proud of himself. So another thing I do is I put notes all around the house of phrases I need to say to my children. And once I memorize those phrases, I take them down and I write new phrases that I can say to my children. What I did was I went to TalkBox Mom, and in the box, she already did all the work. She wrote cards, laminated it, and then you just put it all around your house. For instance, for like the glass, the microwave. So if you don't feel like doing it yourself, go to TalkBox Mom and you can subscribe and get a few boxes. That's a great way to learn a language as a family. So if you can afford that, I definitely would invest in it. Another way I learn German is I'll have my husband hide vocabulary cards all over my dresser, and then while I'm pulling my socks out and I come across a word, I look at the word and I flip it over. So you can hide vocabulary words throughout your house, and in order to pick it up, you have to learn the word. So that's a funny way of learning German. The next video will be about the importance of reading in German. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Dankeschön, tschüss.